Well, this is a film shot in 1970, and so I think it was a very conscious choice to do black and white stuff. And a lot of his work has been on black and white. I don't know when he moved to color, if he's even shot in color. I'm not sure about that, but I think that was the it was black and white was was extensively used at that point of time. So it was shot in that genre.
Because he had the choice. That's what I'm saying. It's 1970. That's what.
Um, yeah, I don't know if there was a if there was a definite reason to not to shoot color or to shoot black and white. I don't know.
Because documentary and like truth. So that's why. Is that like he always shot in black and white throughout?
Um, well, I've seen work till the 90s, and that was black and white. So, but I don't know if there's a definite reason to do that. I really don't know. I think that's his conscious decision, artistic decision to do that.
No, I like the rhythm of the whole thing. In the sense it kind of maintained a certain uninvolved look at the whole thing. There's no emotional, weight from the filmmaker side. He almost like it's a doctor looking at the whole thing, or a kind of somebody who's there and observing the whole thing. So he didn't trip onto the other side of the pain, the suffering. He didn't enter that side at all. He remained at the side of the hospital. So found it quite interesting, the kind of rhythm and the kind of pace. And
But you didn't feel any pain while seeing the film.
no, actually not.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw the rhythm of the film,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm a bit surprised because I saw it very dispassionately.
Mm-hmm.
I found the film quite painful at times. I was actually wincing when he was using the forceps and spreading the flesh out. But if I was to make a modern film on hospital, I would tackle the pharma lobby, and I would tackle the costings, and I would tackle the politics of hospitals. Because there's a very, very heavy propaganda and a very strong, ruthless machinery working over here. But that's another story. Compared with alternate...
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you over there, but I can assure you this ruthless machinery existed even in 1970. It's just that this is not the Wiseman style to get into the politics of how institutions operate behind doors. His entire the way he operated was that he would approach an institution and ask the institution to let him shoot what was there, and then on the editing table, by editing, he would try and evoke a response. So and see, it's very important to understand that, because this is it's a kind of a documentary or a style where he doesn't not take recourse to interviews or voiceovers or narration, commentary, nothing, no music. So it's a different kind of a documentary, a different way of looking at life altogether, rather than getting into what you said. I mean, he could have done the same way back, but that's not just his style. It's just a different way of looking at things. Yeah.
I think by using that rhythm and style, rather than go into something behind, it actually is pausing on what is in front and sometimes what we don't see in some sense. So it's painful, not necessarily with the forceps and so on, but some of the long shots, some of the conversations that is unending, the way the camera stays on certain things. That's what makes it more interesting, and the politics is there rather than somewhere behind.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of definitely agree with you and what Ramani said. I think it's the editing style, and it's not an editing style which is just in this film. I mean, most of his films, which the ones which I've seen, he follows this very distinct editing style, where he's actually, if you look at it very carefully, he's manipulating and he's evoking a response from the audience, and at the same time achieving a certain rhythm which is there consistent throughout the film.